So stuff that I've seen people use to good effect. Certainly, Raphalos and Opposition are both powerful cards. Which would I prefer? I assume this is probably just my personal preference. So I guess I will take Opposition. Sounds more fun. As far as I've seen, this is often a blue-green thing anyway, so the other would not be bad. But okay, so elves is probably reasonable here. Uh, yeah, I mean that's probably the right choice. I mean, what are the other possibilities? I like Frantic Search a lot, but that's probably not the right way to go here. Power Stone's always good. Nah, I think I'll just take the elves. Okay, so now we have Tree Speaker, which could be good. Whoever took that Raphalos probably will be sad that I'm taking this stuff, but I always forget which Garruk is which Garruk. This is the little Garruk. Okay. I think I'd rather just have the Tree Speaker, honestly. Gosh, dare I follow it up with another Elves? Maybe? I've gotten 3 in a row. That might be too many. Okay, but I mean, what am I giving up here? Thirst, Dynamo are cards I both like. Yeah, I guess I'm in. Gosh. I'm starting to get a little bit afraid, to be honest. Okay. 4 in a row. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or just a foolish thing to be doing. This might put our Raphalos drafter out of green too, if they see no follow-ups. If I passed anything good, I guess there was a Terastodon, which is a pretty good topper for that. It's the only thing I can remember offhand. Okay. Bring to Light is always a fun card. I don't know if I could have a good use for it. I mean, it's probably either going to be Bring to Light or... I mean, Reclamation Sage is totally reasonable, but I wouldn't say it's great. Revoker is pretty solid. In fact, maybe I just want Revoker. Because Bring to Light implies that I have another color, probably. Casting it for 2 is probably not good value. You probably want at least 3. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Revoker. This also isn't shaping up to be a deck that has a lot of instants and sorceries anyway, so it would mostly be the creature. And if I want something like that, then I mean, a Green Suns would be a lot nicer. I mean, Lotus Cobra is more in this vein. Frost Titan is actually something to ramp towards. So I have 4 of these now. I mean, is Frost Titan really the thing that I want to be ramping towards anyway? Certainly not bad. But am I going to be more consistent if I just have a Lotus Cobra? Probably. Okay, so in an opposition deck, you probably actually want Maloku over the 5th mana dork. This actually also isn't a terrible deck for Fauna Shaman to give me something to do with these late, but I guess I'd rather have Survival of the Fittest, assuming that's in here. So yeah, I guess we'll go with Moloku. He can actually win a game too, if I wanted to ever do that. Nykthos might not be bad. Temple might not be bad. Would I rather have Nykthos or Temple? Well, you know, a lot of my green right here are things that, well, so I mean, my devotion to green could be reasonably high. I think I actually just want the Temple to open myself up for some additional things possibly later. Trinket Mage has nothing to get. Yeah. So I guess I'll just do the same thing and pull in the Temple of Deceit. It's a bit of a shame that these are both scries, but so I could go with Remand, or I could go with Steam Vents for the same reason. I think I'd rather take the card that I'm pretty sure I'll play instead of optioning another color that I haven't really seen that much of. Goyf. Not at its best here, but I'll stick it over here for now. Breeding Pool. Wheeling is very nice. I'll definitely take the Breeding Pool. And nobody likes Massacre Worm. It's a decent reanimation target, I guess, right? That's actually splashable. The Pernicious Deed. It's totally possible that I might want that. Probably in the sideboard, because it's going to blow up essentially all of these guys, regardless of when I do it. Okay, so here we have some options. I think that the obvious choices are either Ancestral Vision or Lenolandra Archmage, both of which are pretty good. Underground Sea obviously is something I'd like to have, but seeing as, for instance, Breeding Pool wheeled, I might be able to get it, which would be cool. So do I want Visions or Archmage? I guess Archmage is another creature for opposition. Gosh, they're both so good. I think I might want the Archmage. That might be insane, because obviously Ancestral is just a great card, but... Okay, Titan is actually a very good top end for something like this. Trigon Predator can do a lot of work, but if something's going to wheel, this is probably pretty high up on the list. Time Spiral. So yeah, I think that this is probably... Actually, I guess Master of the Wild Hunt is not a bad choice in an opposition deck either. That's true. Actually, that is really something to consider. Normally, I wouldn't really think that I'd ever want to take this over something like Titan, but it is a token generator for opposition. Huh. Okay. That feels like it could have definitely been a mistake. We'll see how I end up feeling about that. Okay. Shackles is always good, but I'm going to have a lot of forests to try to be able to hit early elves. So I might have a hard time having the island count necessary for Shackles. Monolith is always just fine. I don't want to tutor, even though this did great work for me last time. It's not the deck this time. Imperial Seal is not terrible, especially when I might be very centered around opposition. It's probably splashable. So I like Oath of Druids a lot, but with this type of stuff, it's not going to be the right choice. And Dim Protector is also not bad. So this is probably between Basalt and Imperial Seal. I think I'll just take the Basalt. Avenger of Zendikar is a great top end for this deck. This is like exactly what you want. Yeah. I mean, Harmonize is cool, Control Magic is cool. If I was really desperate, taking another fixer for black wouldn't be terrible, but yeah, we're just in for Avenger here. E-Witness is strong, Mystic Snake is strong. It's probably Mystic Snake, right? It's a creature, it's a counter. Yeah, I think I'm in for Mystic Snake. Acidic Slime, Maelstrom Pulse, Looter, Tameo, Tropical. I might just have to take the Tropical, actually. I'm a little bit worried about the mana since I need to have a lot of this stuff. A lot of forest for these, and then I also need to be able to hit double blue for something like that, and this is actually important for my game plan. So even though Lure would help me find it, I might just need the fixing. This is also one of the best fixers for me because almost so many of the fetches will help. So we could, so obviously we have Pilgrim here, if we wanted to go with that. We could splash Garruk. Destroy type creature. I've never played this Garruk. Actually doesn't seem unreasonable. And at 7, this type of fixing is probably sufficient. Huh. Okay, I'll try that out. Awakening Zone in an opposition deck could be fun. In fact, that's what I want. Okay, that's too perfect. Okay, so now we have a choice between Lumbering Falls. Bloodstain is actually a fetch that doesn't help me. Yeah. Okay. Or Conclave Naturalist, which is actually a pretty reasonable card. I think I'll take the Naturalists. I don't really have any of that effect, and it can be very good. Oh, Trigon Wield. Trigon is probably decent. There's just a lot of artifacts. I don't really want any of this. Obviously, Academy Rector could get my opposition, but I'm probably not playing white. Overground Tomb or Anticipate is the choice here. What am I at? I'm at 2 fixers for black. I think I'd rather dig. Finding this opposition is going to be very important. Okay. Last pack. It's actually some late white. Maybe I missed a signal there, but oh, okay. That's going to make me a little bit less worried about having given up on the Ancestral Visions. Is there anything that I'm going to like better in this pack? Natural Order is good. It's good in this deck, even. True Name Nemesis is just good straight up. I mean, Ugin, this is actually just a great pack, right? But I can't imagine that it would be better for me to take... I mean, it's probably down to Natural Order or Ancestral Recall. Both are very good. But I probably just want the Ancestral. Because what is this fetching up? It's fetching up Avenger, which is good, but... Is it draw 3 cards good? Freyalise is perfect for this. That actually makes me really happy. That's like exactly what I want. So I keep looking at this Academy Rector student over here since it is a way to go find my opposition. Well, maybe I also need to think about how good this deck is without having an opposition on the field, because you can't always have that. Okay, so here, Gilded Lotus is good. Always forget which Mox to switch for these guys. This is the one where you discard the land. Okay. Search for Tomorrow is okay. Helps with fixing, I guess. Mystic Confluence is quite good. It's probably Mystic Confluence. Wolfear Silverheart is actually not bad at all. Turning one of my elves into a 5/5 makes it more relevant, but I think Mystic Confluence is probably the right way to go. It's just such a strong card. Time Twister. Never got to play with a Time Twister. This probably isn't the right time, though. Especially when we have stuff like Deranged Hermit, Shardless Agent, Sylvan Library. Yeah. Okay. Deranged Hermit is great in opposition. Shardless Agent is hitting almost totally gas. I could even take the Remand out if I wanted to make it hit completely gas. I mean, I guess hitting these is okay. It's not amazing, but I mean, I'm also hitting stuff like Recall and Anticipate. But I probably just want the Hermit. Yeah. Fast Bond. Is there any argument for taking Fast Bond? I do have a Polluted Delta, actually. Polluted Delta is probably what I actually want. Yeah. This is just good fixing. This fetches 3 colors for me. Repeal, Sower, Sylvan. Sower's pretty solid. I mean, I keep kind of wanting to try to do the white. I think it's just too late to do that, even with Academy Rector here. So I think it's between Sower and Repeal. And I think I probably want Sower. Although, amazingly, last time I played this, almost nobody had creatures, and so a lot of my control magic type effects were not at their best, certainly. This lets you get a creature. It doesn't have to be a green creature. Meh. When Fact or Fiction is sitting here, this is a very late Fact or Fiction. I think that's just what I want. Okay, so here we have, what, Battlesphere or Phantasmal Image. I guess Battlesphere is actually a way that I could win without opposition, and it's also quite good with opposition. And my top end is not great. Yeah, I think I want the Battlesphere. Caracas Wheels. Huh. I'm so tempted, because playing Caracas, even without white, is pretty good. I have nothing that can grab me white, right? I didn't take the Search for Tomorrow. Maybe if I'd taken the Search for Tomorrow, but I didn't. And what am I giving up? Woodfall Primus. Is Woodfall Primus actually going to get played in this deck? Probably not. Ugh. I probably shouldn't do that. But it might not matter. I might not end up playing any of it. Abrupt Decay is probably a good sideboard card. It's actually in colors for me. Heartbeat of Spring is a card that could help this deck. I'm not sure I'm the best setup to use it, though. I think I'd rather have the Abrupt Decay. Well, the Search for Tomorrow did wheel. I will definitely option that now. And the unhallowed... gosh, this is a hallowed fountain, not an unhallowed fountain. Those are different. Oh. It's even fetchable off Polluted. I mean, I'm giving up Shardless, but... it the game really wants me to play white right now. And Academy Rector's... oh, wow. Just all of it is coming back. Wow. I guess that means that that was probably somewhat open. And at this point, I'm solidly in 4 colors, so the... well, I was about to say that Bring to Light would have been good, 4 is a good number, but am I really getting anything great off it? Probably not. Okay, so what am I doing here? I probably only need to run, what, 16 lands with all of this acceleration? I could buy that, so that's cut 2 right now. What is the worst stuff here? This actually looks like it might have come together okay. Well, plus, this doesn't have any of the white. I should probably look at my white. So let's say that I put in Search for Tomorrow, I put in Academy Rector, and I put in Sphinx's Rev. Okay. Let's just take a look at that. Here I probably cut Trigon and bring it in if I need to. I was so unimpressed with Sower last time just because there were no targets for it that maybe that's an okay cut. Anticipate isn't at its best when I have stuff like Ancestral and Fact or Fiction. So maybe I don't need Anticipate. 26. Cut 2 more. Okay, let's take a look at my high end again. Maybe Conclave Naturalist doesn't have to start. It can come in if there's good targets. I might be able to say the same of Revoker as well. Probably most people are going to have a reasonable target for Revoker, but I guess in the first game of a match, you probably have a worse idea of what's going on, and you might get stuck with this early when you don't really know. And if you want, you could always set it in later and be able to blind pick better. So that's something to consider. Yeah, that's probably what I want to do. Okay. So the only black that I have is for Garruk, and I think that's worth it. Garruk is pretty solid. I was going to say it works well with opposition. If I'm casting Garruk, I probably don't need the opposition. But I think that this is worth it just because this deck is essentially made to use opposition, and this actually lets me go find it, assuming it dies. This trick might work the first time, but it probably it might be harder again because I don't have any way to kill it myself, right? No. That is something to think about. But I'm going to run it like this. So let's look at lands. Okay, so stuff that's definitely getting played. Breeding Pool, Trop. I'm probably just actually going to play literally all of this. The mana ended up being pretty good. So let's see. White lands, Karakas, black lands, white lands, black. This fetches everything, is that correct? It fetches blue, green, it doesn't fetch black? Huh. I actually thought, oh wait, no, it fetches black naturally. I was like, I don't have any dual land that matches. That means that I need to play a swamp to let this fetch black. And then it can fetch white off Hallowed Fountain. So that means that I have 5 sources of white, which is probably sufficient. If I play my 1 swamp, then I need to have, and I'd already have 4 sources of black, which is totally fine. So I don't need any plains, I only need 1 swamp. Gosh, this is so many lands in here before I even put stuff in. So I definitely want to make sure that I can hit my early green acceleration. So let's see. How many green sources do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green sources. And they're suggesting I only need 8 green sources. What's my blue like? First of all, double blues here, here, here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here. So this is the earliest. That's not so bad. Plus, Lotus Cobra can actually can actually fix as well. So that's something important to remember. If I can hit my green, so it's important to hit my green. So blue sources, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably fine, but I might need more green. What did I say for green again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I should pull the Caracas until I can see if there's something good for it. It might be hurting my mana too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because then what I could do is I could play it this way, pull the Caracas. Wait, did I miscount? I added one extra, didn't I? Which one did I miss? Green sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Blue sources are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I just add another forest. Okay, last check on this. Green sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is probably good to make sure that I can hit this stuff. Note that I also can fix with Search for Tomorrow as well. Oh, that's true. It probably means I should play a basic Plains. Otherwise, Search for Tomorrow can't get white, which would be a shame. Well, what's my blue at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Maybe I don't need the swamp. No, I want the swamp because then this fetches everything. How many black sources could I need, though? Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6. But these are only because I have the swamp. White sources, again, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I can cut a forest. So I cut a forest and add a basic Plains. So that's only 9 green sources. That's a little bit light. But I'm going to try it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this and see how it ends up. Okay, here we are for match 1. I have won the die roll. Okay, so we have kind of some acceleration in this. I don't have one of my elves, but I do have the Ancestral, which is pretty strong. And I have reasonable land.